I had a blessed life, you guys, and Duchesne was one of the big parts of it. It started it for me. I knew I wanted to be, at that time, a doctor, and my parents were always totally supportive of that. So when it was time for me to go to high school, we lived out across from what is now the Rockbrook Shopping Center. And at that time, I went to Oakdale School. And so I remember the wonderful little inset they have there, because that was the school that I went to. And I used to walk to school, because we lived close enough that I could. So I kind of was half city girl, half farm girl. But my mother said, well, we want you to have the best education you could get. Well, it just so happened that the first school we went to was Duchesne. We got our first interview there, and we interviewed with the principal of the academy, because in that time, the Duchesne was from cradle to grave, practically. You went all the way through college, and you could start just the day after you were born. I'm being facetious, but so we went to Duchesne to have a meeting with Ann Madden, Mother Ann Madden, who was the religious that was in charge of the academy. And my mother's meeting with Ann Madden is one of my all-time favorite treasured memories. I think that it gave me that jump start, because when I went then to the University of Nebraska, which is where my folks could afford to send me, I remember I was in an English class, which then, and I'm sorry I don't remember his name, was a teacher who was a preeminent professor there. And I always knew all the answers. And he told me, you write me a paper, which I did. And he said, if I like the paper, I'll give you an A+. If I don't, you'll get an A-. Well, I got an A-, but I still got it, and I didn't have to go to class, because I always knew the answers to everything, and it helped me immeasurably. I think I did reasonably well in college. I've kind of forgotten. My grandchildren kind of pointed out when they come across one of my tests, and I know that I did well at Duchesne too. I was always in rooms where I was the only female face. And I guess that maybe there were times that I had some interesting experiences, but I also had some really wonderful experiences. I remember the good things, because they outweigh the bad things. And I wasn't really looking to be abused. I wasn't looking to be, I realized that if I called a doctor at home late at night and said, may I speak to Dr. Potter? This is Dr. Walling, that the wife might wonder, who's that? But I didn't worry about it, because I didn't have any reason to. And I just tried to be nice to people. I don't know if people recognize the history that Duchesne has, and I feel very proud telling people that I am a part of that history. And I had a wonderful class. There were only 33 of us. I got to know some special folks from a different part of Omaha than I would have been associated with if I had continued to go to Central or something like that, or even Brownell Talbot for that matter. And so I'm glad for that. I truly think that whatever I am, Duchesne helped make it.